Hello, hello, and welcome back for what bodes to be the beginning of a stellar collapse as Perfidious Pete plays XCOM: The Long War. And, while I wasn't specifically referring to the astronomical event when I mentioned stellar collapse, now that I think about it, it's a totally appropriate analogy. Because, if this episode were an astronomical event, it would be the gigantic magnetic ripple across the photosphere that heralds the fact that we're almost out of nuclear fuel, still above the Chandrasekhar limit, and about to die in a cataclysmic, reality-rending explosion. Which is a very long and nerdy way of saying, I think we're about to go down in fucking flames, and all y'all's coming along for the ride. Why the sudden bleak outlook? Well, I did just finish rereading House of Leaves, which if you haven't read, I highly recommend, though it is quite bleak. But that's not specifically why. The real reason is the damn elites that we keep running into. They're really starting to pile up the special abilities, and I'm not sure that they're not going to outpace us in our race to the volunteer. I mean, it's August 20th. We're 17 months into this campaign at this point, and the longer it takes us to get our skinny asses aboard the temple ship, the less likely we are to find anything other than a swift and brutal death waiting for us. And much like old Will Navidson, we're running out of rope for this exploration here. Time is pretty limited. Hopefully, though, if worse comes to worse, I suppose we'll at least have enough rope left to hang ourselves with, because it doesn't take a whole hell of a lot of rope to get that done. Now that I think about it, maybe the Long War should come with the same warning as the Navidson record from House of Leaves, and just instead of that stupid quote at the beginning about the Devil's Toy Box, it should just say, "This is not for you." That would be better. Anyway, for the first time in a long time, we actually have some soldier maintenance to do. Picked up a new trooper last episode for, I believe, a Muton captive, of which we have a number, so we were willing to make the trade. Mostly because they were a tactical soldier, and we really need more assault troopers, given my proclivity for getting them killed and or injured. Because, hey, I think Sir Sidney Portier actually wound up in the hospital. Yeah, well, Sir Sidney's doing a little 4-day stint in the hospital, thanks specifically to our last mission, so it's going to be good to get him a little extra backup. We got Maria Boomer Ivanova here. Gotta say, that doesn't really look appropriate to me. You know who I think we have here? Yeah, I mean, her aim is terrible, her foot speed is mediocre, her willpower is atrocious, is a reasonable defense. But I can't help but notice the similarity here. I think we're looking at Willow Smith. I'm almost positive. It's young Willow. She's willing, ready, and about to join our crew so she can whip that horror back and forth. So, yeah, it's gonna be Willow Smith. We will have the fighting dynamic duo of Willow and Jaden Smith both on our team. We will be channeling the fury, folks. And of course, I think for someone with the proclivity for whipping it as much as Willow likes to whip that horror of hers back and forth, it's going to be Willow Devo Smith. I mean, Devo were the pioneers when it comes to whipping it in music. I think Willow very clearly following in her footsteps. It only serves that she should, pay him the tribute that they deserve. So it's going to be Willow Devo Smith. Welcome aboard, Willow. Let's get you some abilities here. Other than whipping that horror. Of course, it's going to be run and gun, because we've got to make her an assault trooper, close combat specialist, a definitive pickup for us. Tactical sense I very much like. Gunslinger is absolute trash. There's no reason to ever take that on any single unit, ever. Somebody might say, oh, but what about for the special operative? No, if you're relying on your covert operative to kill stuff with a pistol, you've already done fucked up. Tactical sense is real good. Aggression is also pretty good. +1 will and no bonus from tactical sense. I really like the tactical sense better. I prefer having my assault troopers as defensible as possible, mostly because I have a strong propensity for running them out into stupid situations and sending them rushing forth where angels would fear to tread, so probably best to make them as hard to hit as we possibly can. And with Willow now on a team, let's get to scanning here.
Contact detected.
That took all of a minute. Okay, the aliens were apparently already on the way when we finished our last mission. We got a harvest mission coming in for us at the United States. That's a bold move, aliens. I'm not sure it's going to work out too well for them, Cotton. Let's see how this goes. Yeah, because old Banjo Thompson is going to go up there Banjo's on the prowl, folks. He's out and about. The dueling banjo music is playing. Alright, Banjo. Go out there and make him squeal like a pig. Come on. Yeah. Squeal for old Banjo, piggy. Squeal. You squeal, pig. You squeal for old Banjo. Holy shit, Banjo straight up fucking ruined him. We won't be raiding that UFO, folks, because goddamn, Banjo put the smack down on that shit. He's not having any of it. Just, that's a brutal cornholing from the Banjo. We said he was going to go out and make him squeal like a pig, and good sweet goddamn. They're squealing. Banjo, he put the hurt on him. Eggs Garcia or Panic Cross here. This is not... it is a fighter. I think Eggs is probably the safer bet. Go get him, Eggs. Whip me up a nice batch of Huevos Rancheros. I'm a little disappointed, actually, that we shot the big UFO down. I mean, I'm not totally disappointed. I'm more enthused or impressed, rather, that the fierceness with which Banjo defended his home turf. I mean, those guys were over Arkansas. Or at least they were sort of coming in to where Arkansas could potentially have been a target for him. And, man, our pilots are just... they've gone full-on ruthless, folks. Nothing is escaping their raft today. Which is good. We kind of need some time to let a few of our troopers come back on duty. We've got a number of folks tired. 2 sectopod Rex for 42 credits and 2 engineers. Yeah, that's a resounding no. We do want to take a quick look here at our barracks and maybe more specifically at the tubes. See if we have anybody who could go in the tube and pick up some psychic abilities. Kesha? We can put Kesha in the tube, huh? We can indeed. Well, get your ass in the tube, Kesha. She's going in, folks. She's going down as well. She's yelling timber. End of the night. It's going down. One more shot. Another round. Another fighter. Man, these guys in Nigeria, what is up? Aliens, you've got to give the Nigerian peoples a break. This is just bold, straight-up discrimination. They're hating on him. This is some anti-nationalist sentiment right here that we're seeing from the aliens, and I can't help but feel that this aircraft has almost no chance of shooting this thing down. I'm using the dodge module because I have some, and it's the only hope we have of possibly bringing that bad boy down. So that may have been an extravagant intercept, but I feel vindicated in that we did. I have made a no small sacrifice for the noble Nigerian people because I feel they deserve it. We've had a tough road to hoe. Well, good God, there's only 11 aliens on this mission, and 6 of them are right here. There are chrysalids? We haven't seen chrysalids in 100 billion years. I'm immediately nervous about this mission. I'm thinking this could possibly be like a megalith, actually. I may go into this mission loaded a little heavier than I normally would go for a small UFO. I usually take it pretty easy on small UFOs. I don't really try and overcommit resources in case we get a follow-up mission that's like a large UFO. I try to kind of tone it down a little, but this has me nervous. Very nervous. Long-tailed cat in a room full of rocking chairs nervous. Justin Bieber about to take the stand at his trial for assault nervous. That's the level of nervousness we're talking about here. I think we can't... Well, we don't have... I would actually prefer to take a sniper on this. Do we have any snipers? Do we have any snipers other than Jeff Goldblum? No, we have Jeff Goldblum. Which is... almost as bad as not having anyone. Arguably, it's worse than no one. Alright, then. So we won't be able to take a good sniper. Fortunately, we do have huge Real Steel Axeman on the case, ready to roll out. Speaking of tubes, that's what runs his motorcycles. Motorcycles run on tubes. Thanks, Huge Axeman. Anyway, we're taking Huge. I'm going to give Huge Archangel armor as well. I want him as mobile as possible. We're going to give Huge a little bit of Archangel armor. We're going to give him his patented Pasma pipe. Just going to say the PA sound over and over. Pa 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 pa. We're going to give him his patented plasma rifle. If I weren't Porky Pig and could speak, that's what I would have said the first time. Laser sight, high capacity mags. That's got old Huge sorted. Let's get Huge some backup. I feel we're going to need a pretty strong gunner on this mission. And it's probably going to be Taylor Moose Lautner. I think it's, yeah. 80 Firework Perry. I would take Katy Perry if she weren't tired, actually. She could use the EXP, and I wouldn't mind, you know, getting her a little bit of additional experience out in the field. Katie, of course, more of a studio musician, not really full on with the live concerts. She hasn't really done enough of them yet to be fully acclimated. I would like to get her a little more exposure. Because, hey, Katy Perry isn't overexposed at all. No fucking way. But we're going to take Paris... Or, no, I'm not taking Paris Hilton. We're going to take Taylor Moose Lautner, rather, instead. Sorry, Paris. We're going to save Paris Hilton specifically for something a little more dangerous than this. And also, I would prefer to have somebody who has heat ammo on this mission. We did see a mechtoid, so we're going to need somebody that can take that big son of a bitch down. And Taylor Moose Lautner is the right man for the job. Being no small son of a bitch himself, Taylor Lautner, of course, well-versed in how to deal with a big son of a bitch. Let's get Taylor sorted here. We're going to get him strapped into some nice Titan armor. Get him a lovely little Plasma Nova gun. Old Bessie, as Taylor likes to call it. He actually calls it Kristen, which is weird, but especially when Kristen Stewart's on the mission with him, it's doubly weird, because then no one knows if he's actually talking to Kristen Stewart or the gun. Kind of freaks Kristen Stewart out, which is understandable. Kim Kardashian is available. I would prefer to not take Kim, if at all possible, but we did just shove Kesha in the tube. Kim may be the only game in town. Yeah, it's either Kim Kardashian or Robert V.I. Van Winkle. Of course, the rebranded Vanilla Ice. He's no longer Vanilla Ice. He is now just V.I. Do I really think we can get by with Vanilla Ice? I mean, he got by with the entire 80s sort of under his belt, but hasn't been getting away with as much since. He does not have heat warheads. If VI Vanilla Ice had heat warheads, I think I might take him. Also, I just love his fucking styling hat. That shit is sweet, VI. Sweet fucking hat. But I don't think we can do it. How long until a decent engineer comes back on duty? Jesse James is back in a day. We can probably make do then. Jennifer Geely Lopez is back in 13 hours. Alright, it's going to be Kim K then. We're taking the Kardashian. I'd like to take somebody who could get Psychic EXP if possible. But again, just something about this mission. Maybe it's just my general overall bleak outlook and my newfound sort of pessimism that's coloring my perceptions, but I got a bad feeling about this. We're like a cop who's 3 days from retirement, and I'm just fucking convinced that this is going to be my last mission. We are going to swap out some of those alien grenades for battle scanners, because this is still a small UFO and there are only 11 units on it. What else do we need here? Scout and Assault Trooper, of course. We would love to take the dynamic duo of Jaden Smith and Willow Smith. And you know, this might be an opportunity for Willow to go on her very first mission. We're definitely not going to need a Miley Yeah Cyrus level of intervention. That's just extreme overkill. Charlie Winning Sheen is tired. You know, I think this is it. This is actually going to be Willow Devo Smith's sort of maiden voyage here. Her initial run, her inaugural, her debut, if you will. So we're going to give her a little bit of Archangel armor and a reflex cannon, of course, Walker servos. In case of Muton Berserker, we're going to bring some breaching ammo along. That's just the rule. Breaching ammo goes with the Muton Berserkers. And an arc thrower. Sectoid commander. There wasn't really anything that was on my list as striking me as needed to capture, but an arc thrower is always good. Willow, not exactly super speedy, but 13 mobility, she should get by. And of course, Willow gonna have a much easier road than her brother Jaden Smith did, because if you recall, Jaden Smith, he's been with us since the beginning, folks. I mean, he's one of the founders of the Feast, is Jaden. He is a tried and true veteran. He may have been in more, he may have been in service longer than almost anyone, except for perhaps Lindsay Lohan and Paris Hilton. I think he's one of our true heroes of the XCOM project. Willow, of course, with big shoes to fill, trying to live up to her big brother's reputation. She's like the younger, plucky kid who's coming up, trying to prove herself. I'm just as good as my big brother, sort of thing. But, you know, only time's going to tell on that one. Jaden's lived through, what, 50 missions, maybe? Willow may not even go one. Who knows? Charlie Hunnam's available. Got a feeling he's going to be tagging along. I'm actually just looking for a scout, and I'm not really seeing a whole lot of good, solid scouts available. Well, there's one way we can assure that Willow Devo Smith survives her premiere mission, and that is to bring good old Dominic Purcell along for the ride, because if anybody's going to get shot in the face and killed, it's definitively going to be Dominic Purcell. This guy has never met a bullet he didn't like, folks. He's the Will Rogers of getting shot in the face. Never met a shot he didn't like. To have hit him in the head, preferably. Get you a chemical grenade, I think, to back up Dominic Purcell. Gotta say, your 20 missions with only 19 kills is a pretty goddamn strong indictment of exactly what old Dominic Purcell, just exactly how strong his game is here. He's not exactly super baller. He's actually super terrible. So infantry, gunner, engineer, assault scout, we're going to bring a medic. Yeah, we're going to need a medic. I have a feeling that the medic is going to be warranted on this mission. We could bring the Beebs. Little psychic EXP possibility for the Beebs, and McBeef will be back in 22 hours. Is the Rat available? I would prefer to take John Rat Leguizamo if John Rat Leguizamo is not busy. I think Rat may be in the tube. Yeah, looks like Rat is in a tube. It's either Chris Brown or the Beebster. With only 22 hours left to go, I feel reasonably comfortable enough that we'll get McBeef back before we might need him again. So we're gonna bring the Beebs. Get the Beebs kitted up here. Old El Bebre. What are we gonna strap on you, Bebre? You know, I think Vortex armor might be pretty good for you, El Bebre. Your willpower is not supremely fantastic, mostly thanks to the repeated blows to the head that you have suffered. So, Justin Bieber going for more of the Imperial Scout Trooper look, as opposed to Oprah Winfrey, who goes for more the Stormtrooper look. That's cool, though, Biebs. I kind of dig it. A little bit of different flair. Bieber trying out his first cosplay with us today. I gotta say, it's a pretty strong initial choice. Plasma Carbine's going to be fine for El Bebre. We're mostly bringing him along for psychic power support. And now it's time to get a little bit of heavy hitting done. Going to bring some mech troopers here. Charlie Hunnam is definitively going to be one of our troopers. I really, really like archers, and I'm looking for any opportunity to get old Raleigh Beckett fully kitted up that we can. So any opportunity we have to launch Gypsy Danger on a mission, Gypsy Danger is damn sure going on the mission. Proximity mine launchers, grenade launcher, and some tactical sensors for old Chucky here. Gonna buff his defense as much as we can, and then we're gonna go double mech trooper on this one since we're not bringing a sniper along. And I think we will bring, assuming, yeah, let's bring old Catherine Laser Zeta Jones here. Been really liking the Goliath as well. Very much appreciate what Kathy brings to the table when she comes along on a mission. We're going to strap her down with a flamethrower and an electropulse, little Illyrium turbos, and some weapon gyros to help out with her aim. Although I say that, Kathy's aim is pretty goddamn good. She has very, very high aim for a mech trooper. One of possibly the highest, I think, of any of our mech units at 92. With the weapon gyros, she's going to be a fine little shot, Kathy. Which is good, because her other previous talent, of course, was sliding sexily beneath the lasers, and thanks to her new 3,000-ton robot body, slipping sexily beneath the lasers just is not quite as easily accomplished as it used to be. It's much more difficult to get the mech suit under the visible light defense systems. Not that anyone actually uses those. So back in Nigeria once again, and I gotta say, Nigeria is starting to feel like our home away from home. We should consider buying some real estate in this town. We are here a lot, and maybe we should just look into a little oceanfront property. Gotta imagine real estate values in Nigeria are pretty reasonable. Seems like one could pick up some property relatively inexpensively, maybe build a nice little compound there for our troopers when they have R&R, something near the beach perhaps. I mean, we're flying here all the time anyway. We could just, if we sort of took our R&R in Nigeria, it seems like we'd save fuel as opposed to going to actual vacation destinations. And I can't help but notice that this is the exact same fucking map we played on our last small UFO missions. Come on, XCOM, give me a little bit of variety. I mean, I know I'm 200 and some episodes in and there aren't that many maps, but this is back-to-back shit is getting real old. Alright, Lockdown. Go find a pod. You've got 3 battle scanners. Put them to use. Alright, so that's an interesting pod composition. We have, are those heavy floaters or regular floaters? It's got to be heavy floaters, right? Well, that one is. Yeah, these are, so we got 3 heavy floaters and 2 chrysalids. And Dominic Purcell's in a terrible spot, RE the chrysalids at any rate. I think this may be Little Willow Smith's chance for her first kill. Little Willow's growing up. She's got an 82% at a chrysalid. 39% actually at the... Yeah, let's just hit the chrysalid. This may kill it. 8 damage. Not a kill, but an incredible facsimile thereof. You Real Steel Jackman with not an abundance of good cover. I'm a little concerned about Hugh's potentials for survivability. Kim Kardashian can basically drop a grenade on anyone we might choose for her to drop a grenade on. I think we might take Catherine Zeta-Jones over on a little end-around flank mission. El Bibre is going to do some fine work for us, though, because El Bibre is going to take one of these floaters out of the equation for us. So, whichever one we're going to have the most difficult time killing, that's the one El Bibre is going to deal with for us. Alright, so that guy. El Bibre, if you would, sir, please panic that gentleman. That was a terrible idea, actually, because that heavy floater's panic reaction is shoot. He's going to shoot at Jaden Smith? No.
They're on the move.
Apparently he didn't have a target, and so he moved instead. Interesting. That's pretty useful information, in all honesty, that we know that their shoot behavior only occurs if they have a target. If they don't have a target, they don't shoot, they run. Very interesting. We're going to bring Kim K over here. I could put her behind the more durable heavy cover, but I have some reservations about that, in that I think she might not be able to throw a grenade where I'm going to likely want her to throw a grenade. So rather than have the rock block her shot, I'm going to take the less effective cover in return for the more offensive output. So we're going with our patented proximity mine blue plate special here to take out these chrysalids. That's got that going, and then we're going to have old Kim K here sort of seal the deal, if you will. Kimmy's going to go long ball, and this should be 1-2 dead chrysalids. 1 little, 2 little, 2 little chrysalids, 3 little, 4 little dead little chrysalids. Never mind, didn't kill either fucking one of them. We're in a heap of shit. That's not good. So if we put Hugh Jacksman there, he's going to suck some grenade. That floater will grenade the shit out of him. But he also can't kill both of those guys. We're in a bit of a pickle. Could Kathy Z catch them both with an EMP blast? If it hits them both, they're both down. Will it also catch Willow Smith? That's the question. Yes, and yeah, so that's not necessarily a fantastic idea. Can't miss. Also can't miss. Well, let's just do the can't miss then. Old Kathy Z will have to earn her keep by, well, withstanding some damage for us. Dominic Purcell definitively is going to have to move. That's simply his only option. He's got to move. Where to put Taylor Moose Lautner? Moose, I think there is going to be your best bet. We will come back to you because I need to make sure we're going to be able to kill this chrysalid before I commit you to doing anything else. I can't imagine Hugh Jacksman is going to have anything less than 100%. He definitively does not. We'll go ahead and take it. So that's the chrysalid dealt with. We now have 3 heavy floaters, one of whom is panicked. We got Dominic Purcell and Taylor Moose Lautner. We're going to have the Moose just take a couple cracks at our little friendly here. 1 hit. Another hit would be beautiful, Taylor. And we'll take what we can get. 7 damage is 7 damage, so no real complaints. Dominic Purcell, I have a terrible suspicion that if you're in anything other than full cover, you will be shot in the head. Also, this makes you grenade prone, and I'd prefer to avoid that. So we're just going to fall back to a little better cover. That gentleman's going to stay right where he's at, doing that thing he do, which is be panicked and crouching down low behind a rock. No idea why we cut to Dominic Purcell there. I guess the cameraman just likes the cut of Dominic's jib. But this guy has bombard. Or perhaps not, and he actually threw that at Catherine Zeta-Jones, which isn't that long of a throw. Surprised he went for the grenade. I assumed he would have just taken the shot. His hit percentage has to be pretty good. That's an unexpected move.
I'm being flanked.
Alright, so we've got a panicked alien and a badly damaged alien. Gotta assume Willow Smith is going to be able to possibly earn herself a kill here. Catherine Zeta-Jones does not have the kind of shot we would like to see Catherine Zeta-Jones have. Interesting. I'm thinking possibly another blue plate special is going to be in order here. So let's just go ahead and engage Operation Blue Plate Special. Charlie Hunnam, if you would be so kind. I think we'll just split the difference on this one, Chuck. Why don't you drop a nice proximity mine right there. Doink.
Launching proximity
Nicely done. And then it's going to be up to old Kim Kardashian to bring in the other half of Operation Blue Plate Special. Now, if history has taught us anything, what I will do here is throw a battle scanner at this instead of an actual grenade. The grenade part we're going to center directly on this jackhole. Might eliminate some cover, should eliminate some cover as well, and give the rest of our troopers better shots. I was not expecting that to kill, frankly. I would have been surprised if it had generated a kill. Dominic Purcell can do some fine work, but I'm nervous of why that guy is over there. I have to assume he's trying to sucker us in, trying to goad us into something less than ideal. Let's see if we can get the Moose to take a good shot at this guy. Alright, well, Moose can see 251%, that's good enough. Likely we'll get at least one hit. Every time I say that, we get a double whiff. I should really just stop fucking saying that. That's okay, though. We did get the one, and with the one under our belt, Huge Axeman should be able to close this out. 261s, that's even better than what we had with our gunner.
Damn it.
Yeah, that's exactly what I expected. Perfectly done, Huge Axeman. Yeah.
On the move.
Supposed to be some fucking premier killer Wolverine, some Colossus, some great legendary thing, and yet he gains. And by gains, I mean, you know, he's still fucking alive, and he shouldn't fucking be alive anymore. Now we gotta send rookie Willow Smith over here, who's on her first goddamn mission, and we're gonna have to rely on little Willow to go over here and finish this bastard off, and probably spawn like 7 more pods. 55% for Willow Smith. It's not as good as what Huge Axeman had, and yet Willow Smith delivers. She whipped that Hera back and forth. She whipped it. She whipped it. Take a lesson from Willow Smith, Huge Axeman. When you get a chance to whip it, you fucking whip it. Any of this half-assed shit you've been monkey throwing at us, loser. We're gonna shoot at this guy with a pistol, just to try and soften him up a little bit. Didn't even hit. Did apply hollow targeting. You know what? Yeah, we'll have, nah, let's Mind Fray. Can't fail Mind Fray, Psychic EXP, the Beepster. He needs it. We'll buff him up. Not gonna get the enemy down where we can throw a capture attempt at him just yet, but that's not to say we won't get there. Catherine Zeta-Jones patching up what little damage she had. Can't Mind Fray again. We're gonna need something we can do that's not gonna kill. Oh, he has Repair. Very interesting. I see then. Kim Kardashian, what's your hit percent like? Not, frankly, good. You know what? Go ahead and take it. Hollow targeting is fine. It can't miss. Kim Kardashian showing that she has no strong supporter of the environmental lobby by just murdering a tree for no reason. I guess everybody's just going to miss then? El Bibre went on Overwatch after missing that shot, by the way. This is probably going to kill him, right? Yeah, alright, we'll keep that as sort of our emergency backup precaution. If we do want him dead, we can always have somebody take that shot. This should be okay. Alright, so 7 damage. That's put him in perfect capture town. We can now deploy the Dominic. We're sending into Domster. Go for the capture Dom. If this fails, we've got your back. Don't fear. Don't have to worry about it. It won't be like when they canceled Prison Break. Although, actually, I think by the time they got around to canceling Prison Break, you hadn't been in prison for like 2 seasons, so at that point it was more like Fugitive, I guess, except without, you know, Harrison Ford or the other guy.
Moving out.
No one named Richard Kimball in that. I have no idea what Dominic Purcell's character's name was in Prison Break, but I'm pretty certain it wasn't Richard Kimball. That's the one thing I do know. We did pick up a capture on a heavy floater. That's something. Floaters have been one of the few things we haven't really had a whole lot of trouble with captures on. I think we're successful on those probably as often as we've... probably about as often as we've failed. Based on the audio noises from this direction, I'm pretty glad I had Willow fall back and regroup. She's in kind of a bad position to be when solo. And I think let's go ahead and reload. We got a number of troopers who are kind of down some resources. I don't see any need to take any kind of unnecessary risks. I'm still very, very leery about what we're going to find on this mission. I mean, we encountered our initial pod with the chrysalids, and we sort of handled it just fine. Everything worked out. No real problems, no real issues. But I don't know. I'm still nervous. I've got that whole Murtaugh thing. 3 days to retirement. Why? Getting too old for this shit, boys. I don't want to take any chances. Who's hurt? Oh, come on, man. You're down 1 health. Do you really think you need patching up? It's 1 health, sir. 1 health. Let's have El Bibre move to here. We're not going to be spawning any enemies this turn, or even moving very far, so we can probably afford to chance it. We will have Catherine Zeta-Jones and Charlie Hunnam, of course, for us.
On Overwatch.
Running Overwatch. Willow, I don't want you to pop a pod, so we're just going to take a cautious move with you. Dominic Purcell, going to take a moment to teabag.
I'm on the move.
Yeah, I'm actually deliberately stopping to teabag a stun floater. Yeah, how do you like that, floater? Oh, taste it. Yeah, fucking taste it. How do those balls taste? I bet they're real fucking sweaty because Dominic Purcell's been running a lot.
That's affirmative.
Lick them. Yeah, suck them balls. Alright, so Dominic Purcell. Giving the aliens what they so richly fucking deserve, I might add. Those bastards deserved a good solid teabag, and they really did. Now let's get Dominic forward and have him deploy a proximity mine for us. I'm sure the aliens are going to come gumming for Dominic. They're going to come gumming for Dominic Purcell. They're going to take out their dentures and try to give him a no-tooth fucking knob job. That's, no, not what I meant. They're going to come gunning for Dominic Purcell here. They know he's teabagged one of their compatriots, so they're going to be looking for a little revenge. Can't help but notice that I still have his pistol out, by the way. I should probably fix that. Otherwise, I'm going to take a pistol shot instead of a reflex cannon shot and be real salty. You know what, Kim Kardashian? You have Bombard. Just throw it from here. I want a battle scanner up here, and you can throw it 8,000 miles. I mean, roughly, you could have just not even come on the mission. You could have thrown this battle scanner from headquarters and still got it to Nigeria. Look at the arm on Kim. XCOM softball team, I'm telling you, this is our season. With arms like Kim Kardashian, we should have no trouble taking back the Junior Beer Cup trophy. It's gonna be a great year. Good season, really exciting. Of course, our hit percentages aren't really as high as we'd like. We've got a couple troopers who are batting in the 40s. Some of our heavier hitters are, you know, they've broken 100. How can you see an enemy but not have spawned a pod? We have a 1% chance at a sectoid over there. Alright, well, let's not do anything stupid, because 1% is real bad. But let's try and not pop the pod, and just get some Overwatch. I'm actually considering having Willow Smith move.
I'm on it, Commander.
We're just gonna Overwatch. You know what, Willow? Yeah, I don't want you to take any chances. I would prefer you move, and we just play it super safe. Overwatch for hunting. So the battle scanner has activated. No, I was gonna say a battle scanner activated outsiders. Here comes some Overwatch. Hugh Jacksman, Catherine Zeta-Jones can take some shots. That is a dead sectoid commander? No, it's a wounded sectoid commander and a dead sectoid. Another Overwatch shot from Hugh Jacksman. Look at that! Huge with the critical, putting the sectoid commander out of fucking commission from long range. Fantastic work, Huge. This is why we brought you, buddy. That was brilliantly done, sir. Brilliantly done. Now, does this guy have reactive sensors? That's the question. He has light him up, but we knew that. Hardened combined arms, he does not. Also says he has Psy Shield, but that guy is patently not Psy Shielded. So we're just gonna have Hugh Jacksman start opening him up. I don't see any reason not to have Hugh Jacksman just pump some solid rounds into his guts here. You serious, Hugh? That was a 91%er, buddy. Come on, you got to do better than this, Hugh Jacksman. You really do. But Kathy Z, she's got the heat ammo. She's going to use it. She also has legs, and she knows how to use them, but isn't quite as prone to using them as she is the heat ammo. So, you know. Dominic Purcell, where you at, buddy? Dom, we need somebody to run some Overwatch for us, and that's going to be you. That's your job. This is where Dominic Purcell gets shot in the head, I'd like to point out. It's going to happen. It's really only a matter of time. Right here, he's going to catch one right in the neck. Oh, wow, lightning reflexes actually paying dividends for Dominic Purcell. He's probably just completely beside himself. He shits his pants every single time we ask him to run Overwatch, and you know what? It's not the bravest thing in the world to shit your pants at the side of danger. It's sort of a natural instinct just to kind of avoid your bowels in case the worst should happen. And the worst has happened to Dominic Purcell so many times while running Overwatch that I think it's just like a Pavlovian response for him at this point. His body is when we ask him to run Overwatch, it's just specifically programmed to avoid its bowels. It's kind of, he doesn't really have a choice in the matter, it just happens.
Heading out.
So we can't really hold it against him. I mean, he's not a coward or anything. He runs the Overwatch. It's just his body has taught him at this point that, hey, if this is going to happen, we're about to be really hurt, and having empty bowels is going to make it, you know, safer for us in the long run. So you avoid him. His underwear bills and you know, the cleaning bills quite high. He's unfortunate in that respect, but don't know where that guy is going. Does he think there's like some kind of bizarre safety over there? Is that he's somehow going to be fine if he just runs far enough away? Because it's not the case, Mr. Sectoid. There is no safety from us. I mean, now you're flanked. I mean, you're on Overwatch and you're going to take a poke here. But, yeah, you had no chance of hitting. Charlie Hunnam would have been completely unimpressed by your tiny little pistol at any rate. Tiny little pistol. Of course, I was talking about the Sectoid's penis. Sectoid's cursed with the micro penis. It's a failing of the species, but hey.
Moving to position.
Can't pick your genes. Sectoids didn't choose to have small dicks. I mean, if they had gotten their choice, they would have had gigantic, massive wangs sort of dangling down between those little gray stick legs of theirs. But not everyone can be well endowed, and when it comes to the aliens, none of them are well endowed. I actually don't think they even have external genitals.
Moving.
Or genitals at all, necessarily. They could be an entirely manufactured race. No one's really sure. Let's have Dominic Purcell deploy another battle scanner for us. I don't really see a compelling reason to not just throw one straight inside this craft. We can keep an eye on those outsiders. Not that we expect them to go anywhere, because they don't usually move until spawn. I would like to get Charlie Hunnam possibly close enough to launch a nice proximity mine right into their piece of shit busted craft, and then blow it the fuck up with Kim Kardashian. If we could make that happen, I for one would be quite pleased. Let's take a little bit of a dangerous move. I don't think this will spawn a pod. Alright, good. That's what we were trying to avoid. El Bibre, this should also be safe. We just want El Bibre close enough that he can provide, one, some Overwatch support, which is good, two, a nice little panic if the need arises. Those guys are somewhat activated, but not quite. Usually they stay in crystalline shard form until they're formally activated, but this time they're not. This may pop them. I wouldn't care if it did. Nope, it didn't. Alright, so we may be able to whack them with the proximity mine then. If we can get it in under the rooftop, that's going to be the neat trick. Not quite. I'm still going to shoot it. I want to activate these guys this turn. I want to see if I can make them run through it. It'll be an interesting trick if we can pull it off. So, El Bibre, I'm going to have you do something real dangerous and stupid, buddy.
Look who's here.
Yeah, they are going to set it off, so that guy just ran straight through it. What an idiot. I'm not complaining. I'm not complaining. I like my aliens stupid. So, go ahead and panic that guy for us, El Bibre. Psychic EXP for you, buddy. And a panicked outsider, which is going to make him an easy victim. Outsiders typically will hunker down when panicked. It's sort of their default behavior.
Moving out.
We're going to bring Kathy Z up here, and we're going to go full-on collateral damage here with Catherine Zeta-Jones. This is why we brought her, folks. This is why we keep her around. One, because she's a fantastic shot. Two, because she does a lot of damage. Three, because she blows up cover. All of those things. Excellent, excellent abilities. We're going to run and gun with Willow Smith, too.
Fire position.
Yeah, Willow, we're going full on danger zone mode for you here, my dear. On your first mission, we're not giving you any slack. You want to prove that you're the equal of your big brother? You're gonna have to earn those stripes. You can't trade off Jaden's reputation. I mean, it's a fantastic reputation. Really, if you were gonna trade on one, he's probably the guy you should pick. And I can't help but feel that miss is not really helping your case with your brother any. He's gonna be real disappointed in that, Willow. Real disappointed. Dominic Purcell has a shot, which is unfortunate because I actually didn't think that was Dominic Purcell. I thought it was Taylor Moose Lautner.
Good to go.
So the Moose is going to have what I'm guessing is a somewhat worse shot. You know what? Twin 71s is actually pretty good. But again, it's not like that guy's in cover because Kathy Z took care of that shit. Master Sergeant Jaden Smith just going to pop him right in the fucking skull to make sure that everything is as safe as possible, and that's a pistol shot. I said we were going to do it. Almost did it. Dominic, don't shoot Willow Smith in the back. This is going right over her head. That was a pretty fine margin there, sir. You cut that one a little bit close, but I'll allow it, Dominic, because you did not miss. Had you cored Willow Smith in the back of the skull, though, I would have been very cross with you, young man. Your mother and I would have been quite disappointed in you had you, you know, friendly fire incident on your first mission. Well, it's not your first mission, might as well be. So I'd like to get the kill with Willow Smith, if possible. Let's see if we can soften this jackhole up, then, with a little bit of Catherine Zeta-Jones. That's reasonably soft. Down to 5 health. Alright, Willow. Go flank him. Hit him with the reflex cannon.
Alien object in sight.
And if this doesn't get a kill, Willow, we may have to consider demoting you down to not whipping hair.
Another one down.
But good enough. Commander. Willow's got it done. She can whip that her all she wants. She can whip it all the way back home to base. Back and forth, up and down, side to side. She can whip it however the hell she wants. She can crack that whip. She can whip it good. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. So another successful mission, and turns out I may have overcommitted, but I did have a bad feeling going in on that one. Better safe than sorry. I say that quite frequently.
Troops, Commander. In
Shut up,
recovering
Dr. Shen.
additional meld from the field, they've
Dr.
provided the
Shen,
means for us
it was
to
a small
expand our
UFO.
development
Come on.
programs.
Small UFO, buddy. No level for little Willow Smith. She's going to be disappointed. Still 2 kills on her first mission, so she's already beaten Dominic Purcell in the kill-to-mission ratio. Dominic, not quite yet to 1-to-1. That guy's... Although, you know, Taylor Moose Lautner, who is a good trooper, is only at 38-to-30, so... Maybe I shouldn't judge. Did pick up an alien rifle. Don't even know what I'm going to do with that. We already have an extra plasma cannon. And we don't really need another plasma rifle, so I guess we'll just maybe bank that. 6 extra Illyrium, 22 alloys, some weapon fragments, extra meld, chunks of UFO that we could use to not build a firestorm. Actually, we might build another firestorm. We only have 51 meld. We should probably hold off. Mostly because I don't know what the Gollop Chamber, assuming we can ever get someone ready to go into it, I don't know what the requirements are going to be for that. So, gray market it is. Let's get rid of our extraneous gubbins. There we go. Flight computers sold. And with Willow Smith's first successful mission under our belt, she sort of stepped up that first rung on the ladder to becoming a champion defender of humanity like her brother. And seriously, how cool would it be to have both Willow and Jaden Smith running a temple ship? That'd be pretty fucking sweet. Anyway, but with that accomplished, I think we'll go ahead and wrap things up. Of course, if you enjoyed the episode, feel free to drop a like down in the comments section. Your support is really appreciated and does mean a lot to me. And if you'd like to see more daily XCOM, consider subscribing as well. We'll see you again soon.